Hello, everybody. It's time. It's time for another episode of Faith-Filled Friday. It's Pastor Steve from Christ Presbyterian Church in Tucson, Arizona, where it's hot. And I suppose it's hot in a lot of places, so can't complain. I am giving thanks for Willis Carrier still this week. Willis Carrier is credited with being the one who created the first air conditioning unit. Wow. I am giving God thanks for thinking of brains that could invent air conditioners. Wow. Anyway, what I like to do on Fridays is come and just do a moment of faith, a moment of inspiration, a moment of challenge, whatever it is. And to be honest, I didn't really know what I was going to do today. So in those kinds of moments, I just kind of open up the Bible and see where it falls and let myself just be challenged by what's there. It's almost like the Stump the Pastor day where I have to preach on whatever scripture somebody chooses, and I just have to be ready to talk about it. So I opened up today the Bible, and it fell open to Luke chapter 8, and here's a really interesting story of Jesus with his disciples. So Luke chapter 8, starting at verse 22. One day, Jesus got into a boat with his disciples and said to them, "Let's go across to the other side of the lake." Okay. So they put out. And while they were sailing, Jesus fell asleep. And then a windstorm swept down on the lake, and the boat was filling with water, and they were in danger. They went to Jesus and woke him up, shouting, "Master, Master, we're perishing." And Jesus woke up and rebuked the wind and the raging waves. They ceased, and there was a calm. And Jesus said to them, "Where is your faith?" They were afraid and amazed and said to one another, "Who is this, that he commands even the winds and the water, and they obey him?" This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. It's really quite a story. I could just picture it. Most likely, they're out on the Sea of Galilee. On about 3/4 of the west and southern side of the Sea of Galilee are kind of these sloping hills that kind of go up a little bit and some flatland area. On the north and the east side are this mountain slope that goes up and over the edge to Syria. And often then the winds would come down over the mountain and sweep down over the waters, and the waters of the Sea of Galilee can get really rough. Let's remember these were guys, many of them were fishermen, and they'd been out on that sea before. So when they say, "Jesus, we're perishing," they thought they were going to die out in the middle of the lake. The storm was that bad. And Jesus is asleep. I want to know, how does he sleep so well? He says, "Where's your faith?" So he wakes up and he rebukes the wind and the storm, right? I'm not sure what they expected Jesus to do, other than probably help them get water out of the boat, help them figure out how to get the boat across. But they certainly didn't imagine that he would command the wind and calm the storm. I don't know what all is in this story for you today, but it is that reminder to me that there really is something special to this Jesus. He was really pretty amazing and had powers and a presence beyond what any of us have known. And what we believe and know is that somehow he is God incarnate. We call him the Son of God, but he's really just God incarnate and teaching the people how to live. I don't think that he wanted them just sleep through the storm. I don't really know what he wanted them to do except to trust. To trust that when you know God is with you, somehow things will work out. Maybe not in the exact way you plan it or think that it will, but it does. When the great creator of the universe is with you and your life is in his hands, then somehow it's going to work out. And maybe that's an important message for some of us even today, in the midst of the storms that come our way. And sometimes I think Jesus calms the storm for us, and sometimes I think we have to know that Jesus already taught us how to get through the storm by knowing that he's with us in the storm. Makes all the difference in the world to me, how I face my life. And I hope and pray that it does for you too. I think it must have been an amazing boat ride across the lake. Because Jesus, folks, this Jesus is really something special. He's worth following. He's worth giving your life to. He's worth letting him be your guide to teach you how to live, how to love, and how to trust God. And he's with you in the storms. Today I give thanks for that. And I hope you do too. Grace and peace to us all this day, no matter how hot it is where you are. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Faith-Filled Friday. Pastor Steve Melly from Christ Presbyterian Church in Tucson, Arizona.